Okay, we'll continue with our media availability this afternoon for our NASCAR Camping World Truck Series event, the Kroger 200 here this weekend, Kroger 250 this weekend at Martinsville Speedway. We have our points leader, Matt Crafton, and his teammate at Thor Sport Racing, Johnny Sauter. And guys, first of all, just talk about your run in practice this morning. Matt, we'll start with you.
Our truck's pretty good. We were happy with it in race trim. Our qualifying trim didn't quite work as well. It just got a little bit too tight, but my God, times were close. I think I ran an 82, and I think a 74 was third, so it was just so close. But like I said, this afternoon's the one that counts.
And Johnny, obviously you had some big news this week, a new sponsor being announced on Monday with Nexta Aerospace coming on board for a 2-year deal, and you're the defending race winner here at Martinsville. Talk about your run this morning.
Yeah, our truck was pretty good, I thought. We unloaded pretty decent. Just had to work on some stuff a little bit, get the splitter off the ground a little bit. But one thing I'm noticing today more than usual is the field, even on long run stuff, is very close. I mean, if you look at the lap tracker I went through, and I just scrolled through a couple of the guys, an 01 to an 04 to an 03. I mean, it's everybody's right on top of each other. So I felt like our Carolina Nut Curb Records Toyota was pretty decent. We want a little bit more. I think we were struggling for a little bit of traction up off the corner. So I think we ran 60 laps today, and I feel pretty comfortable with it. I just want to get a little bit better so we can race up front all day.
Okay, we'll open up for questions for either driver. If you'll raise your hand, please, and state your affiliation. Okay, we have here with Mike.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. For either of you, talk about how tight these times are. How much pressure does that put on you in qualifying and know that if you slip up even a little bit, that's going to throw you pretty far back into the field?
Well, obviously you want to qualify as best you can. Track position seems to be pretty important. More importantly, I think it puts a huge emphasis on pit stops and making sure you're solid all day long on pit road. And, lap times are close right now. The racetrack's still pretty green. I think it's got more grip than what we'll see tomorrow. You've got, all these Cup guys out there running laps. And I think the racetrack will change a little bit as far as grip is concerned. And hopefully some guys will hopefully we're the guys that stay the same and everybody else falls off. So it's just, you just got to kind of guess what the racetrack's going to do and pay attention to what the racetrack looks like, if it's taking rubber or not.
I don't think you're going to see, like I said, everybody did short runs today. I mean, realistically, 5-lap runs, 8-lap runs. Tomorrow, I know you're going to see some probably 50 to 80-lap runs in the middle of this race. You always do. So I think that's going to separate the field. Usually it does.
Okay, have another question over here, Jeff, and then we'll go, or Damien, then we'll go to Jeff.
Damien Sortel at Lynchburg News in Advance. Matt, how much do you focus on just salvaging a good day here at Martinsville with your 57-point lead, knowing that, 1-2 bad races and this thing's, tight again?
We're just going in and trying to race them as we did in the spring race, just going out to trying to win the race. I mean, yes, we're going to be a little bit smarter. We're not going to, we're going to shoot 3 wide that we might have done in the spring race at some point. But at the end of the day, if we race hard and try to race up front and not points race, we should be fine.
We had Jeff next.
Hey, Jeff Hood of RacingToday.com. For both of you guys, I know the truck schedule hasn't been released, but it should be coming out soon, and bits and pieces have kind of been revealed. And the one new track that we know about publicly is New Hampshire. So I just wanted to ask both of you, what do you think about going back to Loudon next season?
I look forward to it. I mean, I always loved going there, and I mean, it was disappointing that we didn't go there this year, but I don't know what they did to get it back on the schedule. Like I said, I really like going there. It's always been one of my favorite racetracks. I like the mile, the flat stuff, because I always say it puts more of the driver back in the seat. So it'll be interesting what the truck schedule will bring.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Like Matt said, it's more of a short track, I guess. I know it's a mile racetrack, and you can interpret that to be a short track or an intermediate track, whatever you want to. But it just good short track atmosphere, and like I echo what Matt said. I'm excited it's back on the schedule. I felt like we haven't had it. I think it was 2012, 2013. So the fact that it's back is awesome. Yeah, it's been 2 years, and I guess some of the rumors I'm hearing about some of the other racetracks coming are pretty exciting as well.
Okay, we'll go to Chris.
Chris Knight, NASCAR Wire Service right here. For both Matt and Johnny, can you guys talk about Thor Sport Racing in particular, that you guys have led the entire NASCAR Camping World Truck Series season as far as the points goes? And then Matt, if you win the championship, it'd be 2 championships for Thor Sport this year. And then Johnny, looking good, you got a sponsor for 2 years. Can you guys just talk about how that's been good for the team as a little team that good from Ohio?
I mean, it's awesome. It just shows what Duke and Rhonda Thorson have done and gave us to work with to be able to lead the points. I mean, Johnny led the first quarter of the season. I've led from to here, and that just shows what Duke and Rhonda Thorson have done and have been so loyal to the Truck Series. I said it's going to be huge for us if we can pull it off. We just got to be smart and hopefully be lucky.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the news this week, Nextent Aerospace is a sponsor, and if anybody's looking on their computers right now, you can go to next98.com and check it all out. But that's a huge partnership for not only, myself being able to have the opportunity to know that I'm going to be able to go to the racetrack and race for the next couple of years, but for Thor Sport as a whole, I think that's just a step in the right direction, and this year's been huge for Thor Sport, based in Sandusky, Ohio. Obviously, Matt looks like he's on his way to his first championship, and Frank Kimmel wrapped up the ARCA championship, so again, I echo what Matt said. It's just the commitment from Duke and Rhonda Thorson. Just they've been at this for 17, 18 years now, and this is big. Every year we seem to get better, and this is good. So hopefully next year it's me and Matt going on the wire trying to run for another championship.
Okay, any more questions for our 2 drivers? Okay, we have one up front here with Kenny Bruce.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. For both of you guys, how much of what you guys learned in the spring is still going to be relevant tomorrow?
Well, I think anytime you race somewhere twice in one season, what you did in the spring race is very relevant. As far as setups, the strategy will probably be a little bit different. The race was 250 laps in the spring. This time it's only 200. So I think that puts a bigger emphasis on getting where you want to be in a hurry. So I think you're going to see some guys gamble tomorrow, try to make it a one-stop race. New tires felt really good to me, so I don't know if I can go with that strategy yet or not. I'm thinking I'm going to want 2 sets, but setups and all that stuff obviously correlate from the spring race, but that was 6 months ago, so obviously you learn a lot more stuff throughout the course of a season. So we went to Sandusky, Ohio, little speedway up there, and shook some stuff down, tried some stuff, and I think we're better, but everybody's better. That's why you don't see a huge difference in speed.
Okay, we'll go back to Jeff, and then we'll go to Jim after that.
This is for Matt and Johnny. Can you kind of look back at last week? Your race was probably arguably the better of the 2 races because nobody in the Cup race jumped out of line there at the end. Johnny, just kind of reflect back 5 days or 6 days later on the win, and then Matt kind of getting caught up in the tornado, if you will.
What weekend isn't better, the truck racing?
Yeah, last week was a pretty good deal for us. Obviously, at the end of the race, when I looked up in the mirror, all I saw was a yellow 88 Menards truck, and I was like, hey, this is going to work out perfect. So, who better than your teammate do you want, behind you with a 3-lap shootout? So, just a crazy race. At some points in the race, you had people doing what I called the traditional draft, riding around the bottom, and then you had the tandems pulling out of line sometimes and making a run on the outside. So you kind of had a little bit of both worlds, I guess. And towards the end of the race, tandem obviously prevailed, and you had a group of 3 tandems side by side for the win. So, it's unfortunate that Matt got wrecked because I would have liked to have seen a 1-2 finish for ThorSport, but it was just wild. I mean, we're riding around and you got a guy pushing, he's stoved up behind you, and he's pushing as hard as he can, and you see guys with a little bit of momentum squeezing up on the inside, and then, they say 3 wide, you got a group on the outside. It was just crazy. And when I finally did get to watch the replay, to realize that I was pretty much the only truck to cross the start-finish line, I was like, this is crazy. You had 2 separate wrecks and all that, so it was definitely exciting, and I think you're right. I think the trucks did put on the best show.
I mean, it was awesome. At the end, you just kind of know there's going to be a wreck, and I'm pushing, we come off 4, and I'm like, okay, we made it off 4. And now we got the tri-oval, and we made it into the center of the tri-oval. We're in the center, coming off, and I'm like, okay, we're good. And at that point, I look in my left mirror here, and I saw the 19 coming. I move right, and I start to move right, and he got me, but Kligerman caused a big one of the big ones there at the end.
Okay, we'll go up here to Jim.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Matt, you've had a productive and successful NASCAR career. As these last races wind down and you have an opportunity, what would winning your first NASCAR championship mean for you?
I'd mean everything. I mean, that's what me, my whole family, we've all worked for. I mean, what Duke and Rhonda Thorson have given me the opportunity to work for, and that's, at the end of the day, I mean, to be able to say, if it comes true and comes together, to be able to say you're one of the champions of the 2013, it's be everything to me.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on your season so far, and good luck this weekend.